I said, God, give me a sign. He gave me 5. He said, watch for the pride. Envy and lies. He said, don't reach for hands. If there's a tide, don't tell them that you love them. If they ain't tried, nah. They said I couldn't come out. I came in like Juggernaut. They said I couldn't.
All right, I'm about to do my intro. Okay. Welcome back to the True Kings podcast. Today, I'm doing my first interview with a very special guest. Me and this guy, we grew up together, basically. Today we got Carnell Williams, aka it's Carneezy. Welcome to the podcast, man.
I'm glad to be here, man. Let's get into it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's actually kind of crazy that we doing this because I know, like, when I started my podcast, my other one last year, I asked you wanted to come on there, but I didn't really, get fully into that. But this time I'm really taking it more serious, and it's crazy because you're my first guest. So I don't remember how I figured out that you did like content yourself. I think one day I just was on Instagram and I came across you, and I was like, "Is this Carnell?" And then I saw all the skits stuff. I saw you had like, how many followers did you have, man? Hold on. You got like, I saw, you had 21K at the time. You still got about 21K. I was there like, ain't no way this dude is this famous and I ain't know about it. So I had to hit you up and be like, what's up?
So that's how you found me? It was random? Like it just showed up on your page?
Yeah, it just showed up. Just randomly showed up.
Okay. I was thinking about it. I was like, how did we even, because I don't remember like being like, yo, here's my Instagram. Like, okay, bet, here's my Instagram. I don't remember that. So I was wondering, how did we even?
You want to know what I think happened? Want to know what I think happened? I think it's because we got each other number, So it connects. So I think you just popped up as in like one of my that's exactly what happened. You popped up as one of my contacts. I clicked on you, and that's when I saw like you got members of RDC following you and everything. I'm like, man, you doing this thing. So So what made you want to get into content really? Like, you got any inspirations?
So I started off on Vine, right? And in school, I was kind of the class clown, gotta make jokes. I was that dude, which I kind of regret. I'm not gonna lie. I should have been paying attention in school. But yeah, I was the class clown, and I enjoyed making people laugh. So I'm like, how can I do this in the future while making money? Because I never was that guy that wanted a normal traditional job, like being a fry cook or a doctor or a geologist, whatever that is. I was never that guy. I wanted to be an entertainer. So I started watching YouTube, and I got inspiration from like YouTubers. And then Vine came out, and that was a big thing. So I hopped on Vine. But back then I had a Galaxy phone. So the videos I was making wasn't the best quality. So I had to wait until I got an iPhone. And by the time I got an iPhone, Vine is dead. So, but then I figured out you can make videos on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, which I always knew about YouTube, but like I feel like it's harder, to get known on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to start somewhere smaller. So I chose Instagram and Twitter, and I worked my way up. So basically being an entertainer in school is what made me want to be a content creator. Well, that's what got me into comedy in general. I would say like watching content creators like Dope Island, Dope Island on Vine, Kenny Knox, like people like that.
Yeah.
People like that. It made me be like, okay, I could do this too. And that's how I started.
Yeah, kind of the same for me. I started watching content back when I was in elementary school, but I really got big into it around probably my 5th grade year. That's when I really got into YouTube. You ever hear about Kevin LaShawn? Nah. Well, you would like Kevin LaShawn, and you go back and watch some of his old skits, you would like him. You kind of remind me of him just a little bit, but yeah.
I'm gonna take that as a compliment.
Yeah. You kind of remind me.
That's a guy you like.
Yeah. He was kind of doing a thing where he was making like comedic skits at first on YouTube, and then he's kind of transitioned over more so into music. You might know him as Expert Thief. You never watched.
I'm some people I only know by face. So like, if you show
Uh,
me like afterwards, I probably know who you're talking about.
all right, yeah. But yeah, his gaming channel is also called Expert Thief. But I was watching him back when I was in about fifth grade, and then I still watch him sometimes. But um, around I would say sixth grade and no seventh grade is when kind of that was when prime YouTube really happened. You got people like now they go by the Prince family, but they back then they went by DB Nation. You had Blasphemous HD, you had Pretty Boy Fredo, DDG. You had all these people who were coming up, right? As well as you still had like Sniper Wolf, and you know who Sniper Wolf is, don't you?
I remember her. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Sniper Wolf.
remember
Yeah,
her.
but you had them too, and that was like, in my opinion, that was like YouTube in its prime. And so kind of back then I always knew I was going to do YouTube at some point, but then at the end of 2021, that's when I really started. And I love it. Even though I got to get a little more consistent with everything,
Same here.
um
Same here.
like it's just something I love. I always knew I was going to end up doing it. But what are some struggles that you go through when it comes to being consistent? Because I know I have my struggles which I can get into, but what are some of yours?
Like I told you before, I have ADHD, so that's the number one struggle. It makes it really hard. You know, ADHD, like focusing in the focus, stay on task, stay organized. That's my first issue. I've gotten better at that, but I also, I had to add a job. I started working more hours, so I had to add that to it. So, and honestly, I make content at the job too. So, but sometimes I find I struggle to find time to also record. And when I do find time to record, this is the process that really takes a long time. It's the editing.
Oh, yeah.
That's yeah. So like I have a bunch of videos in my phone ready to go, but I haven't edited them because it takes like 30 hour to maybe 2 hours to edit them. So that's my biggest struggle. And I guess motivation. Like I could watch like motivational videos and speakers all day, but like it's the way because right now there's a lot of people doing content creation. So it's like a lot of people doing this. So I want to say now it's harder than ever to like get known and stuff and for your content to blow up. What I hate about Instagram is when I did blow up, it was a different time. So it was like easier to get likes, it was easier to get views. Um so then they started doing this thing where you could buy ads, where you could buy ads and get your video out there. They started doing that. And when that happened, all my views plummeted. It went all the way down to the ground. I wasn't getting the I used to get 100,000 likes. No, not the likes, but views, which is still good. 100,000 views, 200,000 views. I used to average that, maybe sometimes 90,000 views. But as soon as they made that change, my views go down. My views went down a lot. So that's kind of been like demotivating.
Hmm.
So so I went on TikTok, do the same thing, right? Make a name for myself on TikTok. I got to I want to say it was about 35,000 followers, which is good, right? But like, believe it or not, I was close to that on Instagram already. All right. So like that wasn't a big deal for me. So what happened on Instagram, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back if you don't mind. I'm gonna go back to Instagram. What happened on Instagram is since I was losing all those viewerships, and you know how you ever go to your Instagram for you page and you notice you don't see your friends as much as you used to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people aren't seeing my account. So I was losing followers this whole time. So I was almost at 40,000 followers, and no, I think I was almost at 30,000, and it's been decreasing since because I don't know. I don't understand it. But yeah, I went to TikTok, got to almost 35,000. I got in the mood. I want to say like in a depressive state, and I stopped posting. I stopped posting for like 2 months. Come back, my account dead. That was one of the biggest fumbles in my life. My account dead. But so I started a new TikTok, and I'm at 20,000 right now. And now I'll find myself in a similar position because it's 2023 now. TikTok is as popular as it's ever been. Like I said earlier, way too many people, so the competition is way harder to get views. But that's in the position I'm in right now. But I'm not gonna like keep using that as an excuse to like stop content creating. But there's one more thing that's kind of like demotivating, and twice I've had content stolen from me.
Really?
So like, yeah, look, I'm talking like I'm not even talking about like similar ideas because everybody's gonna have similar ideas. That's just gonna happen. But I'm talking about I've seen dudes take my whole entire video, bar from bar, script from script, word from word. They didn't even try to change up the script. Like you could at least like not make it obvious. But they was like, nah. I caught them right. I caught them doing it. I commented on them, and they were like, "Oh my god, bro, I'm a big fan. I meant to tag you and credit you. Yeah, that's what you all say. You wasn't gonna do any of that. You wanted to steal my video. You thought you was gonna get away with it because you're a bigger creator than I am, and I'm a smaller creator. But here I am, calling you out." And I was like, that's demotivating. People taking credit for your jokes. So I I have all my ideas in my phone, in my memo. So like there's just something keeping me from making them because I don't want my ideas stolen. There's so it's like a combination of all those things. Um Not getting the results I want, um people stealing content, and that's pretty much it. It's
Mm.
demotivating.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, when it's crazy with the stealing content thing. The one thing I can say about that is if you know like a lot, it's kind of like that's like a thing with like everything now almost, where it's like if you want something to blow up, you kind of have to use the same ideas as other people.
Yeah.
So like you see with rappers and music now, right? I was actually watching a skit the other day, um, where basically shout out El Haj TV. He's like a director, whatever. He writes skits, he acts in them and everything on YouTube. You should check him out. But I was watching him, and basically he had this skit called something like when you want to be a rapper or whatever, right? Or I want to do music. And in the skit, he had his roommate, and his roommate quit his job in order to pursue music. So El Haj decides to say, "Hey, I'm going to be your manager." So at the deal where they're about to get a record deal, the guys at the record label said, "We're looking for like the next the baby, Lil Baby, things like that," to the point to where you got to take what they do and do the exact same thing, and that's how you're gonna blow. That's how you're gonna make money. And I'm like, that's
Yeah.
crazy because that's so true. Like that's how it is nowadays. But
It makes sense.
yeah, but when I first started, like I said, I started back at the December of 2021. December 20, was it 22nd? I think it was December 21st or 22nd when I first came out my first two videos. And over time, even though I was very consistent at first, I lost motivation due to, personal reasons. I've talked about those reasons with you behind the scenes and stuff. And but one of the biggest reasons that made me lose motivation at first was I'd make a video, right? And there would be always someone who had a complaint about it. It would literally be every single video or almost every video where it's like once I uploaded it, it'd be like the next day or the next week, I'm hearing someone complain about it. And it's like, I mean, if you don't like it, you don't gotta watch. I mean, I'm happy you support me, but so like one moment there's someone's complaining, oh, the video's too long, you gotta make it short. Oh, the next moment someone's saying you're going completely against your morals. And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? Because I'm making content to entertain people and to make myself have some fun. I can't make I get it. I have to learn to please everybody, but you can't please everybody. And so then I kind of moved over to TikTok. I'm not really a big fan of TikTok because TikTok is very one-sided a lot of the time. It's very toxic. I mean, every social media platform is pretty toxic, but
Wait till you get to Twitter.
uh, yeah, that's
You
exactly
think TikTok's bad?
that's
Yeah.
exactly why I don't got Twitter. I actually deleted Twitter like 2 years ago because of how toxic it was over there. But TikTok, when I first started doing TikTok, and I mean like this is like back in my junior year, I saw that they were pretty one-sided on a lot of different situations, like very biased. So like basically they were really biased towards, I hate to say it, but like feminists and all that stuff. So like if a man was to come and say one thing about his problems, all of a sudden they're getting banned or whatever. And I didn't like that. It's like I feel like everyone should be able to have a voice. So I deleted TikTok and then I got it back when I started YouTube again. But even when I started YouTube and started posting some TikTok content over there, I still wasn't getting a lot of views. But the most views I think I got on TikTok was like as a current, I think the video is currently at like 21,000 views. And that was when, and it wasn't my idea. Some guy had did like oh, this is what happens when you go to a funeral and like Patrick is singing or whatever, right? Did you see that video I did?
Yeah.
Yeah. That got like 21,000 views, and it wasn't even my idea. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I stole some content. My bad. My bad. Like I was like, this is funny. Let me do this. And I did it. And next thing I know, I wasn't expecting it to blow, but I woke up the next day and it had like 15K. And I was like, that's crazy. I wasn't expecting it to blow up. But now being consistent it's easy, but it's also hard. Because like I said, you got to have the mental aspect to be consistent. So like if you got some personal things going on that you're trying to handle, then it's like it's hard to be consistent because you don't want to come on the video and express those emotions. I've made the mistake of doing that numerous times. I wish I can go down and take down those videos, but I'm like, those videos are views though, so I can't really take them down. And then not just that, but like I said, you also got to work a job. I'm also in school, so it's also harder. But yeah, so being consistent is just part of the mental aspect of things, I would say. But
Yeah.
what else you got going on, man? So like you kind of explained some of your inspirations, right? But like I said, you followed by some of the members of RDC. So I know that they had to play a part in that inspiration at some point.
I don't know how that happened. I don't remember how you saw my videos at all. I think it's like it's Dylan. It's Dylan and Ben
Yeah.
that follows me. Yeah, and I don't know because I was already making content when I found them, but I he did get me to watch more anime though. I remember that because I remember back then I thought I seen everything. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I saw that video, the most iconic video they have was it anime characters in real life or something like that. I
Yeah,
seen that
yeah.
video. That was their first video to ever blow up. I saw that and I was like, what is One Punch Man? I never heard of who is this? Like who's that? And who is this? Like the video was funny, but there were some jokes I'm just not getting. I did not know those characters. So I was like, there's a whole world I still need to explore. And I did start doing some anime themed skits, some animes. Yeah, because I remember doing like skits that were titled like anime in real life myself. So I did get that from them, but like other than that, that's pretty much it. Because other than that, I already have my style down. I did get some inspiration from Caleb City,
Yeah.
but who hasn't? Who hasn't though? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I watched his Instagram videos and I liked his style, and which my videos aren't that similar to his, but like it's the way he records his videos and how he thinks outside the box more. That's like what that's kind of the qualities I got from him, and how to record and how to shoot different scenes and stuff like that. That's I learned most from him and from watching like I said from earlier. I watched a lot of Vine, so Kenny Knox, Demetrius Harmon. I didn't really wasn't really into like King Bach and all of them. At first I was. People won't admit it. We all were at first. We were all into that.
Mhm.
But I got a lot of inspiration from Vine, Caleb City, and I did get a little bit from our DC world. And I really appreciate what they did for the community though. I really do. Because until then, it was not that hard to find people that were like minded and also, black. So I do appreciate what they did and I did take some inspiration from them. Um Actually, if I really wanna what I really took from them is their work ethic. That's what really inspires me, their work ethic. Like
Oh yeah.
not just their work ethic, but their success. Like everything they're doing, they're meeting these people. They're getting invited to this place. They're going to premieres. They're doing this, setting records. And I'm like, I want to be that person.
Hmm.
You know, because a lot of people they see people like that succeeding, doing best for themselves, doing good for themselves, and they want to hate. They want to put them down and hate. Me, I get inspired by that. I see people like talking about them all the time. And people used to tell me this. They used to be like, "Hey, you should collab with RDC World." But in my opinion, you know, my esteem wasn't the best. I was like, "Nah, I probably won't fit in that group." Which I don't really want to perform in a group, but I think a collab would be cool. Which I don't get those comments anymore because my Instagram fell off. Yeah, I did get some inspiration from them.
Yeah, I could definitely see you collabing with them for sure. But yeah, with the what you said about like King Batch, like for me, that was sixth, seventh grade right there. Like
Yeah,
that was a long time ago. But then it's like over time, I don't know what it was. It's over time, it's like his content along with theirs, it just kind of started kind of just get boring. I think it's because a lot of us matured more and it just wasn't as funny anymore. But
yeah.
some of your content, it consists of things like superheroes, anime, all that stuff. What really got you into anime though? Because you got me into anime. Um, Specifically Dragon Ball. You're actually the reason I watched Dragon Ball all them years ago. I remember when I first came to your house that one time we started playing Budokai Tenkaichi 3,
Yeah.
and I was like, "What is this?" And I had so much like you got me into a lot of stuff. You got me into Dragon Ball, and you got me into Assassin's Creed. So I mean,
I remember that. I
yeah,
never even beat that game. That's crazy.
yeah, we.
You
I remember,
probably have.
yeah, I remember we sat at your place and we played Assassin's Creed Brotherhood that whole like for hours upon hours straight, and we
Yeah.
were having some fun with it. But so what really got you into anime? And like I said,
Man,
even gaming because I know you like gaming as well. So
man. That goes way back. Um, when I was about 6, I remember I was in daycare and like a little 6-year-old me just went back in the room because I heard something. I heard something. I was curious, so I went to the room and you know who I saw on the television? I saw a kid Goku, and I was just watching it about 6 years old, and I was like, this is good and really different from anything I ever watched. Like, this is really different than Blue's Clues, and so I thought that was just so much better. But I didn't really start watching it regularly, only when I could. It's like it used to come on at 3 o'clock after school. But I also around that same time I started buying well, I didn't buy it, but I got a Dragon Ball Z toy. And at the same time I started collecting Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So I got into Yu-Gi-Oh, I got into Pokemon, I got into Digimon, I got into Beyblade. But back then, I don't know if you knew this, but like back then, people didn't really see all that as anime. They were just we didn't know what it was.
Oh yeah.
Like we just know it was more lit than what we were watching before. So like I want to say the first anime that I watched where I was like, oh, this is anime was Naruto. If you heard of Naruto, that was the first anime I knew that I watched. I was like, okay, this is anime, and ever since then I just been watching anime. And I want to say maybe I got into it because I didn't really in middle school I didn't really have that many friends, so I didn't have that many friends, so I stood home a lot. So I was on my computer, surfing the webs, and I found Dragon Ball Z episodes on YouTube, and I was like, okay, I'm done with Dragon Ball Z. I need something else. Discovered Naruto. I was like, okay, I finished Naruto. I need something else, and that's how it happened, man. With just one thing led to another.
Mm. Yeah, hang
Pretty
on.
much, I want to give the credit to. Oh, sorry.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
What was I saying? So yeah, that's pretty much how I discovered anime. But superheroes and stuff, I think I've always been into that stuff because I still remember the first Spider-Man movie and the X-Men movies and Incredible Hulk. So I kind of always been into that stuff. Um, but it's the same with anime. I've always been into it, but I just never knew it was anime until later in life, about middle school. That's when I discovered, okay, this is anime. But yeah, I was at home a lot, so that's pretty much the main reason. That's how I really got into it.
Yeah, I feel you. I remember back then, right? Like you said, when we were kids, no one really knew that's what anime was. Everyone was just like, "Oh, this is just a different kind of like this is like Japanese cartoon, like or a Chinese cartoon." Like no one
People were
really
saying Chinese cartoons.
like no one really knew what that was. Like I can sit here
Yeah.
and tell you this though. I wasn't really allowed to watch anime. I was allowed to watch Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and stuff, but I wasn't really allowed to watch anime. I wasn't even allowed to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. But I did it anyway, but I wasn't allowed to.
That's
It's just
crazy
it's
because
I
Dragon
don't
Ball Z is worse than Avatar. Like it got blood sometimes. It
yeah,
really be boxing.
I don't know why. I remember my mom told me back then, like the reason she didn't allow us to watch it was because of the airbending from Avatar. Like,
Ah,
and it was like airbending. I mean, I don't know why she's mad at the airbending, but yeah. I remember the first time I was able to watch Dragon Ball on TV was Dragon Ball Z Kai. But like, and I remember talking to you the other day about it. You said they ended up doing the Boo Saga, but they never showed the because like I would watch that on Nicktoons,
yeah.
but they never did show that on like Nicktoons. They just got past the Cell Saga and they were like, okay, we're done. We're not going to go to the Gohan teenage arc. We're not going to go to the Boo Saga. You know that I mean they skipped all that and then it went straight to GT. And they show like the
Oh
first
yeah.
two seasons of GT, or no, they show like the Baby Saga, and then they quit out from there. And so,
I just want to say we don't count Dragon Ball GT. I enjoyed it, but at a storyline perspective, it don't even make sense to include it. So I don't even do that.
mm,
Especially now that we got Super Saiyan Blue.
I think I think Akira Toriyama realized how many of the fans hated GT, so he just decided, no, we're just going to
Yeah.
create Super and just go
He
from.
didn't even make it. He didn't even make it.
He didn't make
I don't
Super.
know why. No, he didn't make GT. I don't know why
Oh,
he just gave somebody permission to make that show. Which I'll take it. It's Dragon Ball
hey,
content.
but in my opinion, GT had like the hardest theme song though. So
It did. It did.
yeah, had a black
For
dude rapping
intro.
on it, bro. That
Yeah.
sounds hard. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Plus,
oh wait, go ahead, go
it
ahead.
gave us super. It gave us Super Saiyan 4. Not gonna lie. That's a tough transformation.
Yeah, Super Saiyan 4. I think that's where honestly the Super Saiyan God came from, honestly. Because it was already red.
Yeah.
But they were just like, okay, instead of just making it the whole body and giving him like the grade 8 form again, let's just give him like the hair red, the eyes red, make him a little skinnier.
Yeah. I've seen so many people like when the Battle of Gods movie first came out, people were making like theories because there was rumors about a Super Saiyan God. This is when we didn't even see the transformation, and I'm like, I think GT um boosted people's expectations for transformations because
Yeah.
it's never really been that out of pocket. So people were like they had their theories and they thought Super Saiyan God was going to look like imagine Super Saiyan 4 with red hair, stuff like that. I'm like, nah, I gotta remember this is Toriyama. It's never been that that I think it was the only time it's ever been outrageous, outrageous change of appearance. Super Saiyan 3. That's the only time there was a big change in appearance.
I hated the
So
Super Saiyan 3. I hate
oh
that
my
look.
god. I thought it was cool in the movies, but it was like he never really used it, So I guess he used it in the movies, but we were talking about the show, which is canon, so he never really used it. Like he used it against Majin Buu for a couple of minutes. It was like, oh, I can't use this anymore. I'm like, what's the point of the form if you can't even keep it anymore? Like if you can't keep it for more than like 5 minutes. So I don't want to call it useless, but borderline.
It's just weird because Goku could hold Super Saiyan 4 longer than he can Super Saiyan 3.
He could
It's,
hold Super Saiyan 4, Super Saiyan God. I might even say Ultra Instinct. I don't know. I might even say he could hold Ultra Instinct longer than Super Saiyan 3.
yeah, I don't know if you remember in the battle in the was it the Tournament of Power, Goku went Super Saiyan 3 and held it for like a second. And then he went straight to Super Saiyan 4. And I'm just like, I mean, not Super Saiyan 4, Super Saiyan God. And I'm just like, why didn't you just go Super Saiyan 3? Why did you go straight to Super Saiyan God? And you're holding Super Saiyan God takes more power. That's literally a God form. Like, what are you talking about?
How does that make sense? Like
Like,
that's what I've been thinking. Like you would think he would have trouble keeping up the God forms. He can even hold Super Saiyan Blue better. Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. Like it doesn't make sense to me. No, okay, Kaioken might be a reach. Kaioken might be a reach, but he can hold it. He can hold Blue longer than Super Saiyan 3. That makes no sense because Blue is more powerful than Super Saiyan 3. Way more powerful. So you would think he would have more trouble keeping Super Saiyan Blue than Super Saiyan 3. But whatever, man. Sometimes, sometimes I turn my brain off when I'm watching it because I'm like, let's not think too much.
yeah. But yeah, we gotta continue this conversation. We kind of running out of time. Y'all,
Yeah.
for those who watching this, I did not realize that Zoom put us on a timer. That's kind of nuts. Like I didn't think Zoom was gonna put us on a timer. That's tough.
We're gonna. That's crazy. We're gonna have
But
to find another. We're gonna have to find another video source next time because it's
I
yeah.
mean,
It said
I
it said
can
four
just.
five.
I'm pretty sure if I was just to upgrade to the pro, it might work for both of us.
All right. Gotcha.
But yeah, so yeah, we gonna go ahead. We got to get a part 2 of this though, for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go ahead and let you go because I gotta go to work in a minute. So I mean, I'll go ahead and let you go. And I hope all of you enjoyed the podcast. Once again, I appreciate the Brody. It's Carneezy for coming on here and doing his thing, teaching us about some content creation as well as some anime history. And you got anything you want to say before you go?
Everybody that's here, follow your dreams, no matter what. Don't let the haters get to you. Don't let people tell you this isn't realistic, or or you need a safe job because people can get safe jobs and still fail at that. So you might as well go for what you want in life and stay consistent. I'm not exactly the face of staying consistent because like we said, we be struggling to stay consistent, but try. Follow your dreams, keep grinding, work out your mind, work out your body. That's it.
All right. Well, I'll catch you guys in the next pod. Y'all be safe. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and peace.